I'm Dan at Plotgate Community Farm. I do a lot of the cultivation and infrastructure developments on the farm, along with Jane and Amy, and we're the growers and directors, along with a team of volunteers who help us make it all happen.
To grab the moment when it happens, because
I became aware whilst I was at university of the environmental issues, climate change, and then also issues became more complex. The issues regarding food security, the disparity in society, social problems, and it all seems quite a desperate situation. And I think the designer in me, the designer who liked to build boats, to design and make things, saw the design challenge of, well, surely there's a solution to all this. In looking and trying to source good quality local veg for myself, I realised locally that there wasn't a very substantial supply, and in setting up our business it gave us extra confidence knowing that there was a dearth in the market. We very much had this idea of a community supported agriculture scheme is to have quite a strong relationship with your customers. It's not necessarily a large customer base, but it's having a strong buy-in and creating a strong customer loyalty. We're not trying to appeal to a loose market of spontaneous buyers. It's a steady, committed membership to our scheme.
I don't think they're being attacked by slugs at all. No, not a mollusk in sight. No. My name's Jane Sweetman, and I'm one of the grower directors with Dan and Amy here at Plotgate, and have been since the beginning of 2016, when the organisation was registered as a community supported agriculture community benefit society.
Plotgate Community Farm is approximately 10.5 acres, of which we have 2.5 acres under vegetables, which includes the polytunnels. We have about 5-6 acres pasture, which is being grazed by our flock of sheep, and the rest we're increasingly putting over to trees. So we're widening our hedgerows, leaving areas wild and unmanaged to encourage wild diversity. We've built barns in that, one for storing hay and feeds, the other for sorting vegetables, with a small workshop. So it's all quite primitive, but we're only 3 years into the project.
A bit earlier in the day than usual and make it a shared lunch, because if the theme's about what we do with the vegetables when we've got... Our volunteers, they range in age from 15 to somewhere in their 70s, and they come from very much roundabout here. There's some people here today who are from Wells. We have others from villages a bit nearer. So within a 10-mile radius, and most of them well within cycling distance. We've got a range of things that volunteers can help with, and this is one of the things I particularly like, is that there's something for every sort of person who'd like to volunteer. We have some people who are much more gung-ho and like sort of the bigger jobs down in the field. They might be scything, heaving manure around, cultivating, this kind of thing, to other growing jobs that involve the really quite time-consuming and fiddly, dealing with seedlings, sort that you always need to do in horticulture. There's somebody here at the moment who's helping to pack the boxes for delivery, which we do on a Monday. We reward our volunteers with hearty thanks and a box of vegetables. But part of the rewarding of volunteers comes about from their experience of being here, and all of them have told me how much they get out of being out here in the fresh air and being active and being useful. They feel valued, it's friendly, all those things that we need to keep us healthy in mind and body.
My name's Amy Willoughby. I'm one of the directors of Plotgate Community Farm, and my main role is to manage the harvests and the membership. I also do the business administration. So we had some initial finance through the Just Growth programme, which was part loan, part community shares, and it really, I think it accelerated what we were able to do in the first couple of years. And it just helped us to grow much more quickly and to get to a point where we were able to stand on our own 2 feet financially. The community finance was the part that we were most fearful about, but actually it turned out to be the most rewarding because it forced us to go out into the community. We're still in a period of growth, so we're still looking to attract new members to Plotgate Community Farm. We currently do about 65 boxes a week, and our eventual aim is to get up to about 100. So we're really keen to work with other local businesses. We have we distribute from the pub in the village. We also have a hub in Langport at the Bridge Bakery and in Glastonbury. Our aspirations for the future are really to get to a point where the gardens are full most of the year round, and we think that we'll be producing about 100 veg boxes a week. We're also interested in working more with other local businesses, other retailers, other distributors of veg.
People said how much they valued actually being part of something that's making a difference.
Lovely, valued customer. So happy here in Plotgate land.
And the effect that the good fresh food has on their health. We had one who I remember had told me, I don't need to take all these pills anymore as I'm getting a box of veg from you each week. Do I consider that Plotgate grows food is a very interesting question. Of course, we grow food. The backbone of what we do is to grow food which goes out to our members in boxes and to cafes, and of course out through Somerset local food. I would say that as much as growing food, we grow community and we grow ecology. We are agroecological growers. Building up those connections, the strength of the resilience of any system is in the strength of its connections. And we've been able to build up a very nice relationship with Somerset Local Food, where the driver will be able to bring us things from the community farm that we need at the same time as taking away what we're providing for the warehouse on a Wednesday. And that's been actually a star example of how it's made life easier for us and hopefully provided the customers of Somerset Local Food with some very fresh produce which we can pick right there on the day, because that's very important to us that it's absolutely fresh.